Hi guys! So I have a bit of a different setup. I think it's better if the camera is still, then you guys won't get dizzy and you can actually see. I'll just have to move things around on the tables to put it in the view of the camera, but it's okay. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna do it, guys. And it's gonna be glorious. So what we're making is Oreo Poke cake. This is not something original. Again, this is not something that I made up. I'm sure other people do it exactly like this. There are other variations as well. But a poke cake is a cake that you have baked, and I personally like to let it cool off. Some people, there are two schools of thought. One is strictly out of the oven, one is to wait till it's cooled off, and I'm sure there are some in the middle as well, right? Personally, sorry, I'd be like propped up and it was about to fall. Whew. No, I am so happy and grateful that this is gonna work. This is gonna stay up. Yep, perfect. So, I don't know, I feel as though whatever you're pouring onto it, which in this case is going to be sweetened condensed milk, a lot of these poke cakes, they have either some sort of dairy or some sort of gelatin with what they're putting in the poke. So some people, well, a lot of the websites, they say to use the end of a wooden spoon, but almost all my wooden spoons, they look like this at the bottom, and I see how that could be intriguing if that was what you wanted, something kind of smaller at the bottom and then it rounds out at the top. What I prefer though, especially with the dairy, is something like this where it's the same exact width. And then all you do is just count at least, like, I would say at least 5, 6 across here, but we'll just start on the corner, kind of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. And then you just want to go down each row. And it's okay if it's not perfectly aligned, or if you have more pokes than this, or if you have less pokes than this, even if you don't want whatever you're filling the holes with to be that prominent. If you want it to be a little more subtle, you can. I actually want it to dig in, because Oreos and cream, we need the cream. Okay, so yeah. But I always started off as a structure, and then it just kind of calls to me. You know, you have to read the cake, and you have to understand what you're putting on it, and then what it's going to do to it. So, first we're going to try and do it. That's why it's easier if you stay in a line. Well, one of the reasons. But that's okay. It still works great. And then we let this set on top of here at least 10 minutes so it can actually soak in. But what I like to do is prepare the topping during that 10-minute wait, so it doesn't really feel like I'm waiting. The first couple times I made a poke cake, I was incredibly tempted to spread this out to even it out immediately, but I found that my poke cake turns out better when I wait the 10 minutes and then spread anything I might want to out. Okay, so now I'm going to move this. And we are going to prepare the topping. Basically the frosting, kind of. Now, look, I love homemade whipped cream as much as the next gal, but in a recipe such as a poke cake, something that needs to keep up in the fridge and keep its shape, you need Cool Whip. You can't do homemade. It's not gonna keep long enough. It's not gonna keep more than. Ooh, that thing would start to decrease in size in probably like 12 hours. So if you know that you were eating the whole cake in 12 hours, then see, who might tell you? But this is how I do it. So it's very simple. It's just vanilla, or you can do chocolate if you're more of a chocolate person. They even have an Oreo, what is this? Pudding. But I just do vanilla. So it's this one packet. Sorry, I took that to the trash, so that's why I was gone for a little. Okay, so this plus 1 cup of milk. This little dish actually has a measuring thing, so I know it's 1 cup to that line. 1 cup of milk. Ooh, I did not want that drizzle on the dough. Okay. Let me just stir that. You just want to stir it until it doesn't necessarily even have to be thick, to be honest with you. You're not looking for a consistency in terms of the thickness. You're looking for a smoothness. And then with these clear bowls, you can even look down here, and that's a good way to double check your work, you know? Make sure that there's no lumps at the bottom, which there's not. Now, some recipes will tell you that you should just add everything at the same time and stir it all together. Some want you to mix these two together and then fold it in. I do it a little different, and the result of the, what is the word I'm looking for? The result of the texture, of course, the texture of the Oreo in a completed product is much better, in my opinion. Now, you might like them a little more, crispy, crunchy in there. So if you do, then definitely mix it with this, not with the pudding. But that's what I do. So I wanted to show you guys, though. I see some I've seen in my life, and even I have done it too. And sometimes it's fun to do. But it's crush this all crazy. I just want to show you guys, it doesn't have to be so dramatic. It doesn't have to be so aggressive, right? As if we're trying to put love into our dish. We don't really want to beat the crap out of it. But I like to stack 2 Oreos inside of a plastic freezer bag, a gallon one, or just the biggest one you have, okay? And I just make sure it's a layer of the 2 stacked, and there's some air left before I seal it. And I take the back of a wooden spoon like this, and with my palm, well, not with my palm, it's this part, I push it down. But when I push it down, I'm wiggling it. See, I'm always tempted to put just my straight palm, but it's more powerful if I use the edge here instead of my straight palm. And it's more comfortable as well, I have to admit. So we're just smashing and like kind of doing a swirl motion while smashing. But believe me, and I feel as though it saves a lot more of the cream too, because it's not completely stuck to all the inside of the bag, and then you feel like you want to scrape it, because let's face it, why are you eating an Oreo? It's at minimum 50% about the cream. For me, it's like 90% about the cream. I love the cream. Okay, and then at this point, you can go like, just pass over, see if any of them look real big still, which that does. So what I would do at that point is use this part of my wooden spoon. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys can see this. Okay, this part of my wooden spoon, and I'm going to just kind of crush it, but I'm rolling it. So I'm starting here on one side of the Oreo, and then I'm just using the end of it, the end of the spoon, and rolling it like that. And it's crushing it just fine. And you can crush it more than this if you'd like. You can crush it less than this. It's your recipe. When you're making it, you call the shots. If you like more, you do more. If you like less, you do less. If you like something totally different, you do something totally different. But this is what works for me. See, but it's not as much. And it's not all over. See, oh my gosh. No, you guys know. I think everyone has broken up Oreos crazily in a bag before. But this, if you want to conserve a lot of the cream, it's a game changer. But if you like beating the Oreos, who am I to tell you not to? This, I just like this better. Okay. Oh, that's alright. If it gets stuck like that, just take the edge of the spoon and then make sure the plastic on the bottom of it is really tight and just scrape with it. Oh, we got it all out. Perfect. Wonderful. Well, this here. Oh, I was talking about how great it is for conserving the frosting. There's a big chunk. Oh goodness, that's funny. Okay. Actually, okay, I don't want to sit there and shake it forever, so I'm just going to open those up, let them fall out, put that in the sink. Oh my. Yeah. So, fold this in. Well, not fold it in. I didn't mean to say fold it in. You can stir it in. You can crush it in. If you still need to crush some, you see some, just crush it right now. It's all good. It's not late. It's not too late. So it has definitely been 10 minutes, I feel like, since that. No, you know what? It probably has. It's probably only been like 6 or 7. I just do that. Just cool your jets. And it's alright if it sits a little longer than that. Okay, look, I realize, I know what this looks like at this point. It got a little dark and, a little meh, but I assure you, you're going to add the whipped cream, or the Cool Whip, excuse me. And when you put it on top of this cake, it is going to be unforgettable for anyone who has it. So it's all right. Sometimes things look like this for a moment, and then we jazz it up and it looks fine. And it tastes amazing. So that's the important part, right? Well, of course it's important if it looks good too, but is the taste there though? I might add more. I'm just going to start with that amount. So what I'm doing is getting the bottom of the spoon on the bottom of the bowl, scraping whatever's on the bottom, and then folding it up. So I'm kind of starting by folding. I don't really care about being gentle with this, to be honest with you. It's because I still have half a container if I need to fluff it up. But I just want to make sure everything gets incorporated. And with something that's kind of dense, like that mixture of the cookies and the pudding against something light like Cool Whip, it's easy for it not to be well incorporated. So we just want to start from the bottom and make sure we got everything up there. Make sure we have everything up there. Okay. Now we can and see, it already looks prettier, and it already looks more like cookies and cream. But you just have to do like a concentrated dose of that cookies and cream inside of the pudding. So it looks real crazy and real intense, and it is. But then you add the whipped cream, the Cool Whip, pardon me, and it mellows it out, evens it out, and perfection ensues. And actually, I don't think I need any more food. That's perfect. Oh my gosh, guys. This is going to be so good. Okay, we need to spread this. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, it's terrible. I apologize. Oh, well, that's all right. See? There we go. The legs fold in. All right, so what I'm going to do is just scrape across the top. Some people say don't do this. Some people say do it. Look, honey, if it feels right for you, do it. If it doesn't, then don't. It's, that, you know, for me it works. It's fine. I just like to get a separated, definitive separation from the cake and this, so that this will stay on top and not absorb, won't soak in. That's another reason why personally in any poke cake I prefer the sweetened condensed milk or some sort of dairy, because you let it sit on here and it gets a little bit tacky, almost like the consistency when you're waiting to put your eyelashes on, when you're you know, going like this with the when blowing with the eyelash, but on the glue to get it tacky enough so you can put it on. That's what I'm doing here. And I have the ceiling fan on. Ooh. I have the ceiling fan on as well. It's just on low, but I feel as though it does help to give an actual separation to them, which it just adds to the flavor. I can't, well, and perhaps that's just my flavor profile, and certainly try it the other way if you feel so moved to do so. This is just what works for me. Okay. That was already kind of... Oh, we're good. Perfect. So now, what I personally like to do when I'm doing, now look, even if I'm frosting a fancy cake. I like to start from the very middle. I put all of it in the middle. And I put my spoon, oh good. I put my spoon in the middle of this blob, and I just push down gently, and then I push to this corner, and then I'll go this corner. Now I need to go back to the middle, and that looks like it can almost spread, yeah, like that. I am very gently guiding it. I shouldn't say I'm pushing it. I'm very gently guiding it. And you don't have to push the spoon all the way to where you want it to go. All right. See how in this corner there is a missing piece of frosting? Well, I can take my wooden spoon on the back and start from farther back away than where I need it to be. And I can gently kind of wave it over. And then look, before I'm ever even to the spot I need to be at with the spoon, it's there. So I can release the spoon and then nothing spills over. And now if I need to, I can of course just kind of tuck this back. But that's well, maybe everyone knows that. But if not, then there you go. Okay, this is done. And what I need to do now is cover it and put it in the fridge. And it absolutely, oh guys, my assistant at work, she had this made for me as a housewarming gift for our new apartment. And it's like, she had it made. It's gorgeous. This is what I prop you guys up with. It has come in handy, Lynn. Thank you. But I have to seal this up. You can do saran wrap. You can do foil. That's your preference. It's your preference. And it depends on what you have as well, right? But that's how you seal it. You put one of those two on top, and then you put it in the fridge. It needs to set for a minimum of 3 hours, but 12 hours is better. We're going to be eating this tomorrow, so I'm going to get at least 12 hours. And then in between eating it, you need to put it back in the fridge. This is an icebox cake. You don't leave it out. But it's going to be amazing. Thank you for watching, guys.